So the Davenant Institute exists to retrieve the riches of classical Protestantism, to renew and build up the contemporary church. Three main ways we do that: we publish books, both primary sources, Reformation era, other historic sources, in new editions, and we also publish original works such as Life on the Silent Planet, this book of essays on Lewis, and other things. We have our journal, and we have an educational wing, Davenant Hall, which runs degree programs and online classes, and also a student in our Master of Letters program. And our mission is retrieving the riches of classical Protestantism. Sometimes we shorten that to say we retrieve Christian wisdom. And really it grew out of a desire to show that the Protestant tradition is full of intellectual weight and resources. Often there's what my former colleague Onsi Camel has called a Roman Catholic intellectual ecosystem. We wanted to kind of prove that Protestantism has all it needs to create a truly robust Protestant intellectual ecosystem. And part of that is retrieving an older model of Christian wisdom and education. Is really what we're trying to do at Davenant Hall, where Christian theological education, and we're reimagining theological education at Davenant Hall. Christian theological education, it isn't just your Bible classes and a bit of systematics, but is a richly integrated intellectual whole where there is close scriptural study, languages, dogmatics, systematics, study of doctrine, but also philosophy, because theologians throughout church history have used philosophical thinking, philosophical resources to underpin and kind of cohere what they do. Literature, you read through even someone from the Protestant tradition who you would think is, less of a great intellectual, let's say like John Newton, for example, an Anglican, but like a nonconformist in so many ways, father of, hugely influential in the nonconformist tradition. But you read Newton's sermons and he's pulling quotes from Ovid and, all these kind of classical, and he's an autodidact. This is stuff he read on ships and a little bit in grammar school, I think he has to be pulled out of. So, even Newton in his sort of education had this much more rounded experience. So yeah, we want to reclaim a Protestant wisdom that is full of that richness, fully rounded kind of intellectual approach.